Hi there, my name is Eli and welcome back to my channel, Draculija. And in today's video, I have this brand new Monster High Fang Vote Rochelle Goyle doll. So this doll has quite the complicated backstory. I am going to do my best to cover it as quickly as I can, just because I think it'd be very, disingenuous to just be like, here's this new doll, let's open her, without explaining the entire process that we took to get here, which was quite the long process. So essentially, last year, maybe even 2 years ago, because it says Fang Vote 2022, so maybe the voting process started in 2022. It's been forever. It's been so long, it feels like. But essentially, the concept behind this doll was that we as a community could come together and vote for the next collector doll. And there might have been 4 rounds of voting, if I recall correctly. The first round being determining which character we would be getting for our next collector doll. And we had to pick between Rochelle Goyle, Venus McFlytrap, or Rebecca Steam. And unsurprisingly, Rochelle won, I think just because she has pink hair. That's honestly my guess there, because I think Venus would have been really cool. I love Rochelle, but I also really love Venus. So whatever. And the Venus has pink though too, so maybe I'm off base. I'm not too sure. Maybe Rochelle is just more popular. But yeah, once we determined the character would be Rochelle, then we got to vote on her hairstyle, her makeup, and her outfit. And after all of that was finally determined, we got a mock-up of what the doll would look like a tentative prototype kind of deal. And then she went on pre-order, but she was going to be made to order. So there was a 3-day weekend period where she went up for pre-sale for $90. And we just had a kind of a mock-up of what this doll would look like. And you just kind of had to risk it if you wanted her. Yeah, April of 2023 is when she went on sale. We're getting her in January of 2024. Quite the timeline to receive this doll, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Like, it is kind of nice that I bought this doll 9 months ago and now I have her in my possession, and that's kind of cool. But yeah, I like the concept of us as a community voting for a doll. I don't like the concept of waiting 9 months. So if we can maybe tweak that for the future, if this is something that, Monster High decides they want to tackle again, that would be cool. I do think it's unfortunate that like now this doll's been shipped. We see what she looks like, and there are people out there who are like, oh, she looks really cool, I really want to get her, and now they have to resort to secondhand, which has already been a little pricey. I don't really care for that aspect of it as well. So hopefully by the end of this video, my thoughts will be a little bit more concise and clear on how I feel. I think once I actually take a look at her, the clarity will hit me. So let's take a look. Okay, I showed off the box very, very quickly and briefly, but here it is. I really like this packaging. It's very, very nice. And on the back, we have that sort of mock-up of Rochelle. It says Monster High Fang Vote 2022 with Scaris in the background. Looks really spooky. I really like it. And there is a little blurb passageway about Rochelle. It says Rochelle Goyle doll. And then it says, Bonjour. The moonlight soiree starts just after midnight atop of the Ogre Dom Cathedral. And the spectacular look you picked out for me is fantastic. When I received my invitation from Garat, I knew I could not miss this event, and I needed the perfect look to dance under the stars. My sheer ruffle gown shimmers under the moonlight, and the ghouls were turned to stone when they see the wrought iron cage dress inspired by the view of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, Eiffel Terror, my bad. My heels reflect the beauty of the arched stained glass windows of the cathedral, and even Garat had to admit my outfit is très fabulous. A little secret between us schools, I snuck up to the cathedral before the soiree started and watched the fading sunlight bathe the beautiful buildings, just like old times. Transfixed by the view, I knew that my heart would always belong to my beloved Scaris. That is quite the write-up. Okay, I mean, hey, maybe part of that $90 budget went to this write-up, right? So there's the write-up, and then we'll take a closer look inside the box. I already kind of showed off some of this, but here is a closer look. The poster with Rochelle on it. Pretty simple. And then on the back, it just says Fang Vote. It did not need to be double-sided, but I guess it's a cool detail. You have the certificate. I don't really care for Monster High COAs just because they don't tell you an edition size. So I wish they did. And then here is Rochelle. Let's see how mine turned out. Ooh, this lighting is doing her no favors. Let's lower it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think she looks good. I mean, Rochelle always kind of has that like surprised look, like you just turned around the corner and scared her. So I mean, I think that's just how she looks, you know? I do like the outfit overall. I like the metallic foiling. I love the box. The background is gorgeous. And like I said, I think she would look so good to keep in box. And yeah, there she is. Okay, I'm gonna crack into her now and take her out of box. I'll be right back. Oh, one more little detail as I was unboxing Rochelle. So this little, oopsie, this clear plastic cover does come right out. And then you have the doll inside. And this actually comes out from inside that box, as you can see. So you have to kind of be tactile and careful. I'm trying to be careful, but let's see. Okay, I slid it out. So yeah, this comes out from inside this back box, and then inside this is where she is tied to. Ta-da! Wait, I'm back again because just as I was looking to unbox her, there is a tiny little Easter egg. It is a glossy sort of heart in the back that says R plus G, Rochelle plus Garot. I don't normally, like the ships the show gives us or the brand or the franchise, but I do like Rochelle and Garot. So I think that's really cute. I just wanted to share that. There's always something fun in these packaging backgrounds that they do. I'm trying to see if I see any more. Oh, there's her pet right there, whose name I do not know, but he's also glossy, as you can see. So yeah, very, very cool. I love all the special little details we get. Okay, I have finished unboxing Rochelle, and it was pretty easy. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as unboxing goes. And I try to, do it very cleanly so I could preserve the box because it is a really cool box. And I have some other dolls up here with Rochelle. This is actually my only other G1 Rochelle Goyle doll. I actually thrifted this Rochelle. I found 4 dolls in a plastic bag at a thrift store with like other random toys, and it was Rochelle, it was a Gigi Grant doll, and Serena Von Boo, as well as an Ever After doll. It was like the Madeline. Is it Madeline Hatter? Is that her name? It was her, and it was really cute. It was like the sweets look, where her like she had like these like cupcake shoes. So yeah, it was one of my first doll thrift finds. But Rochelle's hair was terrible, so I tried to restore it as best as I could. This is way better than how I got it. It's still a little bit frizzy in some spots, but that's just because she was really beloved by her previous owner. And the only thing she came with was her dress, but it was very tattered. Like these clear vinyl pieces were pulled off and it was just the fabric underneath. So I found on Mercari a lot that had like her dress, her scarf, her gloves, and her bag and shoes. The bag didn't come with the inner casing, but it's fine. So yeah, she's almost near complete. She's missing some things like her fleur-de-lis hair clips and, I think her wings as well. Yeah, she doesn't have wings. But yeah, I love her. So she's up here to join my new Rochelle that's joining my collection, the Fang Vote one. And then I have this off-white Harmony Ghoul doll just because. Okay, I have this conspiracy theory before we get into Rochelle, because if you look at this doll, she was released before Rochelle, and she has really cool sort of like ruching detail all on her bodice. As you can see, this dress is so cool on the sleeves. I love this dress. I think this is my favorite off-white doll, just on the basis of the base doll plus dress. I'm really drawn to her. But this type of kind of very cool fabric detail that also appears on this Rochelle. So I'm going to try to grab her as carefully as I can because I don't want the saddle stand falling. But you can see right here on her dress as well, there's a similar type of like fabric ruching design. Is that the right word? I hope so. So I was just like, maybe the designers were working on the Off-White collab, learned a new technique or two, and then utilized those new techniques on this Rochelle, which I'm not mad about at all. I really like it, but that's just my, I'm just my observation, I shall say. And another thing that I've noticed with this doll, obviously there's going to be variations between the makeup and the face placement and the bangs, and that's I think the most obvious thing that people are comparing between the Rochelles that we have seen people post. But another one that I like to pay attention to is these two panels of fabric vary between each doll. So mine has very thick metallic foiling on this placement, but on this one it's kind of cut off right on the edges. And so I noticed for everyone's Rochelle, that bit of fabric is just different. And it's something that I like to see when people post their Rochelles, like what kind of cut they got on theirs, because mine's not symmetrical, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But some have placements that are identical, that are very different, that have lots of foiling, that have no foiling. So yeah, that's what I'm always like looking at and paying attention to. But now that I've kind of talked about everything but the doll, let's get into Rochelle and see what she has to offer. So she has a purse that she came with. It is elastic to her hand. It was difficult to get out and keep the elastic, but I managed. And this thing, the purse does come off. There's the front panel. There's a cool gargoyle. It's really cool, almost like pearlized see-through plastic, as you can see. It's really cool. And I don't mind that it comes off like this, almost like a lunchbox. It's fine by me. It has a nice black chain. And then this is all one piece, her dress. So there's some layers of fabric. This layer has the metallic foil pink stripes, and then underneath is just another piece of that sheer blue fabric. That is held up with this really cool black cathedral cage skirt. It goes from here all the way up to the top and wraps around her shoulders. So that does seem difficult to take off, which we'll see what that process looks like. But yeah, the dress is really, really nice. I like the silhouette. I feel like the cage skirt definitely amplifies the silhouette. And let's see. It kind of hugs her hips right there. As you can see, that's what it looks like in the back. The dress is kind of bunched up right there. There is a spot for her wings as well. And then I feel like a really cool element of this doll that maybe after everything was settled post-production that didn't really come out the way it was envisioned was this little section on her chest. She's wearing a bodysuit underneath that has this like black line work, that's really, really pretty, reminiscent of cathedral windows. And this fabric just isn't sheer enough, I feel like, to give the effect that they were going for. Like this part right here just looks a little empty. And I feel like they were probably envisioning a more sheer fabric so this would stand out more, and it just doesn't. So that's probably my biggest qualm, which, it's still a gorgeous doll, but this just doesn't seem like it was executed in the way that the designers envisioned. That's my guess. Now, I do really like this color scheme. I've seen people say it's so bold and not pastel enough. I really like it, and I like the black as well. I feel like it ties in. It's very gothic, and it's very on trend. It's very coquette, as the kids are saying, with the bows everywhere. We have bow details on her puff sleeve right there. Yeah, very, very pretty. I like this trim on the gloves. It also appears right here. So I like that consistency when there's design elements that are consistent throughout the doll. And then this silver metallic foiling is really nice. It is printed to look distressed, as you can see, which I think is a really nice touch. And it just sits underneath this cage skirt. I feel like this cut of this fabric underneath is a little awkward. I feel like if it was like maybe half an inch shorter, like let me show you. I feel like it needs to like go like there. I don't know, maybe it's a good cut. I just think it's a little too long. I can't really pull it up the way I would want it to look. But yeah, it just cuts off the shoes completely, which I don't know if I like, because that's one thing, is like these dolls have gorgeous shoes, and then on display, oh my god, oh my gosh, on display you can't see the shoes, which is, sad. Okay, I just knocked her down. I'm sorry about that, Rochelle. But she does have really cool shoes, and I think I just remembered that I feel like we voted on the shoes, if I remember, because I think there was the pink option that I voted for. I didn't win, because I think the final option was this blue shoe right here. And they are nice. They are a translucent plastic with some bows and hearts on them, and we're even getting a peek at the bodysuit underneath that has that sort of black print, like cathedral window. The heel of her shoes are also cathedral windows. And if you look really close at the shoes, like let me show you, on the heel, you can even see the sculpting is meant to look like stone. You can see the cracks like it's stone. Very, very cool. I really, really like her shoes. Okay, sorry for the jump scare, Rochelle. I'm just trying to get a good, you know, view of her makeup, and I feel like this lighting is so hard to capture it. But yeah, this is her face, a little scarily up close, but you can see she has blue inner eye corner makeup that fades to a darker blue, and then it's smoked out with a pink eyeshadow all around. I think it's really, really pretty, and I think these lashes are good. They don't look too chunky. I think they work really well. And I like my bang placement. I saw some people's bangs were so long that they covered her brows and almost changed the shape of her face. And then another thing that varies between doll to doll is the sort of like speckling that you get with her stone skin, as you can see. And you can also see the blush really, really well right there. So I really like my speckling. It gives her really nice beauty marks all throughout. And then she has this crown headpiece that has earrings that sort of make it seem bigger than it is. But these circular pieces are the earrings. And then right here, these 5 points are the headpiece. And there is a little skelet with wings that is a metallic blue. Yeah, I think she's gorgeous. I really, really like her. She has long, flowing, there goes her saddle stand. She has long flowing pink hair that is okay out of the box. I noticed there's a little gel towards the top of her head. It is long though. I love the length. I'm probably gonna wash it. Don't know if I'm gonna be up to curling it, just because I suck at curling saran, and then really, really long saran, because it's so long, the weight brings the curls down. So I don't even know if I'm gonna bother with that, but I do want to wash her. So that is everything about this new fan club, Rochelle. I don't know, y'all. I like her. Is she $90 worth? I don't think so. 90 bucks is a lot, but I'm still pretty happy with what we got. I'm gonna put her stand back on one sec. Like I said, I'm still pretty happy with her. I think for 90 bucks, it's pretty good for what you're getting. I think it's a really pretty design, strong silhouette. Love the color scheme, love the character, love the plastic molding that we got for the accessories, the shoes, the purse. So the details are nice, the ribbon details, the trims, the metallic. So it's got a lot going on. It's checking all the boxes. I think people are just really, really critical, as they should be, right? When you're paying $90, you want to make sure you're getting a $90 doll. And I'm pretty happy with her. Do I think she probably should have been like 75? Yeah. I don't know if that extra $15 did much to the budget. I'm trying to figure out where that might have went. She feels on par with like $75 Haunt Couture dolls, but I just, it's just inflation. Everything's so expensive in this world, so maybe they had to have her 90. I don't have an explanation for that. Okay, so I think that about covers it for, all of Rochelle's pieces. There is more hidden underneath that I do want to take a look at, and it works out perfectly because I want to wash her hair, and I don't want to wash her hair while she has all of this on. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. So not only do I get to wash her hair, but it also lets me show off her pieces, and especially that bodysuit underneath, so we can kind of take a closer look at what is lurking beneath Rochelle's clothes. That sounded wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna share my experience. So this comes off very easily around her waist, but then this is like completely wrapped around her shoulders. So I feel like once you take it off the waist, it's easier to pull it through. Oh, shoot. As such. And then once you get one out, the second one is a little bit easier, I would presume. Okay. Yeah, definitely a little bit of effort to get this piece off. Do not be fearful. It is easy. And look how nice that looks. It's like it's its own piece of of decor at a certain point. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna keep undressing her. Okay, there is the bodysuit that lies underneath her dress. And actually undressing her, I am feeling more and more like she does match the budget, because this is giving me like Vampire Heart Dracula vibes, the way she had that sort of like lace bodysuit. So I don't know. I really like it. It's like its own second outfit. It's very cute. I love, once again, the trim detail we have around. It's really nice. And this is also like a metallic black. It's not like stark black. It almost has a very subtle holographic shimmer to it, which also might affect the way that it looks coming through the sheer fabric potentially. But they did not skimp out. Look how cool this is. And then it is long enough that it kind of tucks in to the shoes, as you can see. There you go. Yeah, really, really cool. I don't know what kind of outfit you could come up with revolving around this bodysuit, but there she is. Love her. Oh, and then let me show off the other pieces. So here's her dress. I feel like I appreciate it so much more taking it off, seeing the construction and how it was made, the little spot for her wings, the puff sleeves. It is very delicate fabric though, so I was trying to be very careful because I don't want to tear it. And yeah, I still think this could be shorter, but there's one. Is there 3 layers? I think it's two. No, 2 or 3. No, it's 2. It's 2 layers. 1, 2. Yeah, it's just a thick sheer fabric, I don't think it's as sheer as they were going for, but maybe because it's less sheer, it is a little bit more durable and sturdy. So I'll take the payoff in the end because I don't want this to be something that's so sheer that it just tears very easily. Okay, real quick, another similarity to Vampire Heart Draculaura is that I took these twists down, but her crown was tied in with elastic and held to this T-tie right there to give them, something to leverage the elastic to. So I just cut off the elastic so I could take the crown off, and then it makes it a lot easier for me to snip off this T-tie and push it back into the head. But yeah, just wanted to share some of that insight because these twists were super hard to take off. I also just cut off the elastic because yeah, it was just easier. Sometimes it's easier to sacrifice elastic if it means maintaining the doll's hair. So that's what I chose to do. Okay, so I am taking some metallic silver paint and attempting my best dry brush technique. I have a kind of this old brush that I don't really care about, and I try to pick it and make sure that it was really bristly, and then I kind of flatten the brush on my desk to make the bristles fan out more, and then I take the paint and I'm trying to dab it so it's not super super saturated, and then once I have it to a point where I feel like the saturation is where I want it, I will lightly brush it over. I'm kind of doing like a dabbing technique more so than like a brush stroke technique. But yeah, I'm just going over the cape skirt to pull out some of those details, give it more of a realistic wrought iron appearance, and I'm pretty happy with it. It looks really good in the end result. It doesn't look too shiny and silvery. It still looks very rustic and gothic, which is what I was looking for. I didn't want this to be like stainless steel, but I still wanted it to have some of that appearance of looking more like realistic metal and not black molded plastic. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And I did the same thing to her other similar wrought iron accessories, her headpiece and her 2 earrings. And for those, yeah, same concept, same idea. Just go over it very quickly with dry brush and avoid the painted pieces because I think the crown has a blue metallic skull and the earrings have little pink bows. So I just made sure not to get any silver paint on those pieces. But yeah, just brushed over them, same thing. And then I did not include this in these clips, but I did seal all of this paint with some satin varnish, which I did in my Venus video. And I'm kind of like, you know what, I should get in the habit of sealing my paint details. So I also did that for these accessories as well. Okay, I am back and Rochelle is all finished. It is the next day just because, you know, it takes time to give your dolls the love and care that they need. But what I didn't show in this video was me doing her hair. I basically took her hair all down, undid the twists, took off the crown and the earrings so I could give her a boil wash. So she doesn't have that curl pattern anymore. It's just kind of straight hair, a little frizzy at the ends because it was curled, as you know. But look how beautiful and long this hair is. I love Saran, so this has a lot of potential if I ever get bored in the future and I want to curl her or just give her some twists or add extra details, but I think I'm happy with where it's at right now. And then you can see, I don't know if it shows that well, but you can kind of see that it's not pure black anymore. It has some of that silver paint detail, which I really like, and it's really cohesive. I redid the twists this morning. I did the twists in the same exact location as they came. The only difference is I didn't tie them back. So she had her twists right here, and then they were, let me see if she'll focus. They were tied back. She's not coming. Okay, there we go. They were tied back to like right here near her crown, almost like holding her crown in, sort of. But I kind of just like them as a face framing mechanism. And then I also did tighten her curl. I washed it, brushed it out, and then recurled it. It's a very, very tight curl, as you can see. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I also gelled it, so it stays in place. But I just wanted it to be very neat. Like I'm very particular. And I showed my fiance, and I was like, "Ooh, what do you think of my curl? How'd I do?" And he said it reminded him of Carmen, which I can kind of see. She is given a little like rockabilly with that curl, which I don't love the comparison, but it's fine. And you can even see the wrought iron details I pulled out on the crown and the earrings. I feel like when I sealed it with my satin varnish, it kind of like affected the paint a little bit, but it's fine. It's all in the back too, is it? Am I just making that up? Yeah, see, the paint kind of got weird, but it's okay. But overall, I'm a big fan. I always feel like when I give some TLC to my dolls, it just makes me love and appreciate them a little bit more. And I feel like, especially if I'm going to be unboxing a $90 collector doll, I'm gonna give her that extra love and just make sure that she's display ready, shelf ready. And I do appreciate her so much more because when you undress the doll and you get to feel the pieces, take a closer look at them, add some paint details, redo her hair, you do have a little bit of that bonding experience with the doll. So I'm a big fan. I feel like I've kind of done a 180. I did go into this video a little skeptical of her just because I wasn't so certain how I was going to feel. But now that I've finished, I'm done with her, and she's in front of me, stunning and gorgeous. I am a convert. I think she's totally worth it. I'm glad I took the risk and did that pre-order and bought her for $90. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video. Maybe I'm going to mention it twice, but she also was like a pre-order doll. Like I pre-ordered her in April. She showed up in January. So we all waited 9 months for this doll, which I think might have affected some people's opinions on her that we had to wait so long for her to arrive. But I like the concept of a Fang Vote. I just don't think a 9 month pre-order waiting period is like the most fun consumer experience. So if they could find a way to still incorporate like fans' opinions, but also expedite the manufacturing process, I don't know if that's even feasible. That's what I would prefer to see in the future because I do like collector dolls of, more obscure characters like Rochelle. I'm trying to think of who else I might want to see in the future get like a cool collector doll. I feel like some of the werecats would be cool. We got like a twin werecat twin set or any of the werecats. I love all the werecats like Caddy and Katrine. That would be really cool. So who knows what 2024 has in store for us as far as Monster High dolls go. I feel like 2023 they really went full throttle on giving us alumni collector dolls, and I don't think 2024 is going to be any different. So we're in January. I can't wait to look back on this video and see all of the dolls that come out this year. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching me transform Rochelle. It's a subtle, slight transformation, but still transformation nonetheless. Okay, that's all I have. My name is Eli, and this is my channel, Jack Elijah. I'll see you next time. Bye.